Hello, YouTube fans and Facebook fans of DX Engineering. Yes, it is field day, but this is Tuesdays with Tim and Jeff. And Jeff, KB8ZWT, is along with me today, and we are talking field day. This is one of the best events of the year, and Jeff, the customers must be just going crazy getting ready for field day.
They are getting ready for a field day. A lot of antenna questions on what would be the best antenna to use? What power supply should I use? Emergency backup. What do I need for field day?
Yeah, it is that time of the year. I mean, Jeff, we've gone through Memorial Day now here in the U.S., and of course, it's 1715 Zulu on May 31st, the last day of May. But tomorrow, Jeff, is the first day of June, and June has the U.S. Field Day in it. Now, if you're in Europe, in Region 1, Field Day is next weekend.
Yep.
And they have two field days in Europe.
I did not know that.
They have two, one for phone, one for single sideband,
Oh,
and one
okay.
for CW. So they get to go out twice. Ours is right there at the beginning of summer, right at the summer solstice.
Yeah.
And of course, the U.S. Field Day is hosted by the ARRL. But, let's talk about, Jeff, some of the questions that you get, even on the chameleon antennas.
Yeah.
I know you've been fielding some questions there.
Yeah. Some people had a caller today asking about the MCOM2 antenna. A lot of people asking about wire antennas. What's best? An end fed, off center fed? Just a lot of wire antenna questions.
And the great thing about wire antennas, as you know, Jeff, is they want to work.
Mm-hmm.
They really do. They want to work. But as you know, some work better than others. And certainly a dipole that is resonant, so let's say a 40-meter dipole, that's 66 feet long, center fed, that's a pretty tough antenna to beat. But let's talk for a second about the MPass. And you're able to use that MPass. It's the 2.0, right?
Right. Yeah.
You're able to use that on all the bands and
All the
using your
bands.
antenna tuner, right?
Absolutely. 6 through 160. Yep.
Yeah. It just so you give up a little bit of efficiency,
Right.
but you get to cover all the bands. And how long does it take you to put that antenna up?
I can have that put up in less than 5 minutes.
Right.
Up and installed and on the air. I can be on the air in 15 minutes.
15 minutes
Yep.
from the start to finish. You're on the air making contacts. And so let's talk about some of those contacts that you've made with the MPass. Where have you worked?
I've actually worked all around the world with that. I've gotten a guy in Alaska with that, and I got a gentleman in Slovenia. Actually,
Wow.
I can't think of the guy's call in Slovenia, but it was my very first contact on the MPass.
Geez. So, and that's with 100 watts, right?
100 watts. Yep.
Yeah. And which radio do you predominantly use with the MPass?
Going camping, I'll use the 891, but I have tried the 7200 and the 7300. I just started taking the Yaesu 891 just as it's a more of a compact radio, just easier to set up than the other two. A little bit, not as bulky.
Right. And the 891 was very, very popular at Dayton. I mean, at
Oh
Hamvention,
yeah,
guys were asking, and it is a very nice radio for exactly what you're talking about: portable
yeah.
use, camping, so forth. So, when is your next camping trip, Jeff?
We got a camping trip coming up in a couple weekends. Let's see. I think it's the weekend after field day.
Okay. So, of course, field day weekend, everybody's out, they're on the air,
Yep.
making QSOs. But some of the things that I know we try to help customers with is coax,
Yes.
is getting the right coax. And certainly you want to have as big coax for the least amount of loss. But RG8X is really a good compromise for field day.
That's what I use when I go camping. I have a couple lengths. I've got a 25 footer, a 50 footer, and a 75 footer. Just depends on where I'm going to end up sticking the antenna.
And,
The
and
new campsite's kind of going to be a little bit tricky because I got power lines. Believe it or not, there are power lines in an Amish campground.
yeah, and you do not want to get close to those, Jeff. I mean,
No.
you know, we've talked about power lines and being safe here several times, and it's really, really, really important to stay away from them.
Yeah.
You know, don't even take the chance. And Jeff, in the chat room, we got 9 Hotel 1 Tango Tango.
Oh, wow.
So starting right out off with a really good DX location. And from Germany, it's Delta Lima 6 Radio Delta Echo. And out in California, so you go from Germany to California. and you can see, you know, Germany and California on the geochron back there.
Yeah.
Whiskey 6 Charlie Radio Tango. And then let's go down to Zone 7, Yankee Sierra 1 Juliet Fox Echo. That's really cool. And let's see here. Jeff just built a 40-meter half square over the weekend. And I'll bet he used a rig expert, Jeff, to make sure it was working well. And that's November 3 Juliet Delta. And Aruba, how about South America? Papa 43 Kilo is on with us, Marvin. And in New Jersey, it's Kilo Delta 2, Mike Charlie Papa. And Herm says, Tim, I looked for you at Hamvention, and you were never at the booth. I spent all my allowance at the booth. His milk money, his allowance.
Yep.
And Jeff, you and I know what that's like. You know, we go down into the store, and it's like we're spending more money than we're making.
I know. It's like I might as well just not even get a paycheck. Just give me what I want from the store.
You know,
I got to make a trip there soon anyhow.
Right. Well, Herm, I'm sorry I missed you. I was there at the booth, but as Jeff knows, and Jeff's old enough to know, we had a full dance card,
Yeah.
really, really full between the antenna forum, the youth forum, the contest forum, and but Herm will look for you next year, and you know, and certainly, you know, Jeff, I got to tell you, that booth, the DX Engineering booth, was just out of sight.
I'm hearing more comments about that booth over the phone and on the local repeaters. They were very impressed with the size of the booth, the way it was set up, and the way, you know, we had enough people there to help them.
Well, we did, you know, and I heard that comment too about you have enough people. Finally, yep. You know, we had a really good staff. And the great thing is, Jeff, you and several members of the team were back on the phones.
Yeah.
Taking care of the people that weren't at Hamvention, because there was a lot of our customers that, you know, couldn't make the trip.
Right. And they were still calling in.
They were still calling in, and we want to make sure that we're taking good care of them. So let's go back here to the chat room for a minute. Let's see here. Whiskey Papa 4 Fox Mike Hotel. He says it's windy down there in Puerto Rico. And then John says the Y-Cars crew will be working field day with 3 FTDX10s. Boy, that's a great radio, Jeff.
That is an awesome radio. Absolutely, it is.
And they also have an IC 7300, and they're looking forward to it. And then we've got Kilo Echo 5 Oscar Lima on, and our friend Travis. Hopefully I get to talk to Travis this coming Sunday. Will be the first Sunday of the month. Whiskey 3 Tango Mike Bravo. And then Dan, WA4 Mike Oscar Mike, working out the details for my new QSL card. And it's KB3IHF. Okay, good deal. Let's see who else we have on here, Jeff. We got Rob, Mike 0 Kilo Papa Delta from the spaceship. And he's south of London on the M25. That's pretty cool. We got Whiskey 8 Victor India Papa in Detroit. Love the DX Engineering booth at Hamvention. And Aaron, thanks very much. Always good to have you on. And we've got, let's see, what do we got? We've got Malcolm says, howdy, Tim and Jeff. What is better, off-center fed or end fed? I'm going to go with the off-center fed.
Yeah. And we have W8BBQ, Mark. He has the Buckmaster off-center fed that he really likes. That's a real popular antenna.
That's a real good antenna.
Yep.
And the reason is, Malcolm, you have less feed line radiation on that off-center fed. And that Buckmaster, as Jeff said, great antenna. Jerry says, good afternoon, Tim and Jeff. 40 SSB station, 7300, and an HWEF this year. And Herm says, don't forget my beer money. Well, we don't have beer at DX Engineering. So, Kilo 2 Charlie Sierra X-Ray is on. And let's see here. We've got, let's see. Who else do we have on here? Herm and Brian. Let's see, Brian. One of my favorite field day antennas is the DX Engineering WA260 kit with the ends shortened together, create a loop antenna for 80 through 10 meters, a wire loop. It's fantastic performer on all bands. That's a good one. And Joe K0NEB says he's got a great photo of the DX Engineering crew in his slideshow. And November Alpha 5 Charlie, he liked the carpet.
Yeah.
we had some really nice blue carpet at the and then Ernie says be sure the battery has a full charge. And WD8NVN says he's still recovering from Hamvention. I know the feeling. Whiskey 6 Bravo Juliet Radio is on from Oregon. From Tennessee is Kilo 4 Delta X-Ray Victor. And from Everett, Washington, November 7, India Juliet is on. You know, this past weekend we had the CQ Magazine had their WPX CW contest, which had a lot of activity on, and the bands were good. I mean, you know,
right.
We do have some flux, Jeff. It's just not quite as high, and it just depends upon where the sun is.
Right.
You know, you want to get those sunspots so they're aiming at us, and so that's really you know, every 28 days we get a spin. And so that's really good. I hope that, you know, between now and your camping trip, Jeff, you get a chance to get on the air a little bit and have some fun.
Yeah, I'm going to start. I'm going to actually get the 891 fired up here maybe this weekend and get it set up for camping.
You know, but the guys can call in, talk about field day. You can talk about power supplies, talk about coax. Even generators, you know, it's important.
And where can they find that hat, Tim?
Well, this is a 2021 hat.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, what's interesting, Jeff, is that's a great question because that leads me into this. And as soon as you see, hopefully see the DX site here.
Yep, there it is.
There it is. And look, they got field day hats for 2022. And nice. We have them here at DX Engineering, which is really good. And of course, you got nice shirts. Look, here's the field day notebook for 2022. Really, really nice. We got some 2021 gear too. Look at this mug.
That is nice, yeah.
2022. So lots of, and then, you know, we get into the filters and various things to help you have more fun on field day too with your setup. But yeah, just and Jeff, that was just putting field day into the search box up here.
Gotcha. Yep.
You know, so it's that easy to find stuff here. So I mean, it's really, really easy on the DX Engineering website. Well, Jeff, we've had about as much fun as we can have before lunch.
Yeah.
So now it's up to you. Jerry is reminding us, Kilo 8 Victor Golf Lima. He says, this coming weekend is the first ARRL International Digital Contest. And so that's going to be FT8, FT4. So really, really good stuff. And so that's coming up this weekend. And we will we'll focus more on that on the weekend special. as we get right next to it. But until then, Jeff and everybody, thanks for viewing, and we'll see you on Thursday for the Manufacturer Showcase. Till then, 73 from DX Engineering. CQ Field Day. CQ